I sing a song of Teilhard, of the poet, scientist, the priest and man, who blended two opposing views to bring a peace to mankind's endless squabbling. He harmonized the views of scientists with the ardent faith of the religionists. In his heart a fire burned, in his mind a light that gave a fourth dimension to our three-dimensional sight. The scientist found matter had a soul. He showed its growth a part of spirit's whole. He saw that evolution is God's plan to free creation through the mind of man. That science and religion is a twin. Science though without religion, though within. He showed how Christ is everywhere, how man was born to be the channel through which matter finds its real identity. Yes, Teilhard was a prophet, mystic priest, in whom the selfish ego almost ceased. And when they stopped him publishing because they said his work was wrong and full of flaws, he prayed, if what I write is in accord with your truth, let me die Easter Sunday, Lord. And Teilhard died on Easter Sunday. God answered his call. It seems the seed must die before it yields its fruit at all. And now his name lives on and seems to say that the cosmic consciousness is our way. It doesn't seem to matter where we stand, 'cause every inch of earth is holy land. All life is related and will be dependent on each other endlessly. Teilhard is the mastermind, prophet that can show the mountain that each man must climb, the path he has to go. In his heart a fire burned, in his mind a light that gave a fourth dimension to our three-dimensional sight. A fire mist and a planet, a crystal and a cell, a jellyfish and a saurian, and caves where the cavemen dwell. Then a sense of law and beauty, and a face turned from the clod. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. A haze on the far horizon, the infinite tender sky, the ripe rich tint of the cornfields, and the wild geese sailing high, and all over upland and lowland, the charm of the goldenrod. Some of us call it autumn, and others call it God. Some of us call it autumn, and others call it God. Like tides on the crescent sea beach, when the moon is new and thin, into our hearts high yearnings come, welling and surging in, come from the mystic ocean, whose rim no foot has trod. Some of us call it longing, and others call it God. Some of us call it longing, and others call it God. A picket frozen on duty, a mother starved for her brood, Socrates drinking the hemlock, and Jesus on the road, and millions who humble and nameless the straight hard pathway plod. Some call it consecration, and others call it God. Some call it consecration, and others call it God. A fire mist and a planet, a crystal and a cell, a jellyfish and a saurian, and caves where the cavemen dwell. Then a sense of law and beauty, and a face turned from the clod. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. Some call it evolution, and others call it God. Once more I find there is no altar, bread or wine to offer you as priest the sacrifice divine. But I'll rise beyond these symbols to the real and make the earth my altar, before which I now kneel to offer you the joys and sufferings of the earth, the labors that give men their dignity and worth. The sun now gently rises on the eastern sky. Beneath the sheet of fire, earth trembles with a sigh. I'll place upon my pattern man's labors of this day. Into my chalice pour the sap of what we pray. My pattern and my chalice are the depths of souls laid bare to forces that converge on spirit everywhere. One by one I see and love my friends and family, the vast and endless mass of all humanity, the restless multitudes, their troubles and their fears, as they trudge along throughout the lonely years. Receive this all-embracing host, creation moved by you, offers at this day as dawn breaks ever new. This bread our toil, I know, is just a little part. This wine our pain a draught, dissolving from the start. But in all formless matter that lies beneath the sun, there is a force that cries, Lord, make us ever one. The fire of your presence I now call down from above. Consume this offering with the radiance of your love. You are the star of life, soul of each soul. You are the blood of strife that makes us whole. You are the heat that spurs life to unfold and build the many forms you shape and mold. Be praised, O cosmic Christ, who dwells within. You draw all men to you away from sin. You are the heart of things, their form and breath. In you is only life, there is no death. Just transformation that we take amiss, as separate from your endless genesis. Be praised, O cosmic Christ, who dwells within. You draw men to you away from sin. You flowing everywhere as consciousness to fill the willing heart with love and bliss. You are, O Lord, before all time began, the living God who came to earth as man. Be praised, O cosmic Christ, who dwells within. You draw men to you away from sin. As sons of God we claim your truth our way, to walk in dignity throughout each day. You are our freedom, Lord, bless us to be alive and warm in our humanity. Be praised, O cosmic Christ, who dwells within. You draw all men to you away from sin. Wondrous is your presence, Lord, in all the things we see. We praise your name with one accord before this mystery of all the creatures everywhere. You are life within, the source we turn to in our prayer, root where it all begins. You're the energy of love that helps all things to grow. Power that spurs life to unfold from the consciousness you sowed. Through minerals and plant and beast evolves your holy plan. And this great creation, Lord, you have nobly crowned with man. You're the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. Christ is the pinnacle of freedom to which all creation tends. In Him, with Him, and through the Christ, all lives converge to bring the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, an endless offering. The universe is singing, the Lord our God is one. Its echoes ever clearly ringing, let your will be done. The wind is always strumming, there's good news through the trees, and waterfalls are humming all your words in melodies. Everywhere we turn, oh Lord, we find that you are here. In every form and shape we see your substance sharp and clear. You are the inner fire that keeps our earth aglow, heart of the living matter from which every creature grows. The universe is singing, the Lord our God is one. Its echoes ever clearly ringing, let your will be done. The wind is always strumming, there's good news through the trees, and waterfalls are humming all your words and melodies. Pulsating through all galaxies, from atoms to nebulae, there's energy called love that keeps each star upon its way. Drawing from the primal stuff through atom, rock, and cell, the spirit of the universe has gripped us in its spell. The universe is singing, the Lord our God is one. Its echoes ever clearly ringing, let your will be done. The wind is always strumming, there's good news through the trees, and waterfalls are humming all your words and melodies. The purpose of the universe is simple yet so grand. Its majesty and splendor is contained within your hand. It's Christ the unifier, through whom all life is one, that draws us to the Father that we may become His sons. The universe is singing, the Lord our God is one. Its echoes ever clearly ringing, let your will be done. The wind is always strumming, there's good news through the trees, and waterfalls are humming all your words and melodies. The universe is singing. Where shall we hide the truth from man? The gods all cried when he was made. How can we guard our secret now? They asked each other most afraid. Hide it in the earth, he will mine it. Hide it on a mountain, he will climb it. Even in the sea, he will find it. Where shall we hide the truth from man? Quite beside themselves they cry, this little guy will take our throne. We have made him far too smart not to claim our heaven home. Hide it in matter, he'll analyze it. Hide it in water, he'll crystallize it. Even in hell, he'll surmise it. Where shall we hide the truth from man? They thought of stars in outer space, or in the nature of a tree. But they knew that man could solve each and every mystery. Hide it in the wind, he'll pursue it. Hide it in an act, he will do it. Even in an atom he will view it. Where shall we hide the truth from man? Then they solve the mystery of how the frightened God should win. The wisest said, let's take the truth and hide it deep inside of him. Hide it in his heart, he will doubt it. Hide it in his soul, he'll live without it. Even if we should reveal and shout it, he won't believe the truth is within him. Hide it in his heart, he will doubt it. Hide it in his soul, he'll live without it. Even if we should reveal and shout it, he won't believe the truth is within him. Everything is made of love. Everything we're thinking of. Sticks and stones, frogs and bones, candy, rice and telephones, skipping ropes and ice cream cones. Everything is made of love. Every person that we see is made out of this mystery. Mom and Dad and Brother John, Sister Jane and Grandpa Don, Auntie Mame and Uncle Ron. Everything is made of love. Doesn't matter if it's blue, red or white, me or you. A book, a cat, a bird or tree. A mountain, river or the sea. A planet, moon or galaxy. Everything is made of love. You can call it any name. It will always be the same. It has no color, race or creed. It is the fruit tree and the seed, the grain, the flower, and the weed. Everything is made of love. Everything is made of love. There's a fire that burns deep in the earth, a fire that glows as the sun above, a fire that gives a man his worth. It's the fire of love. There's a fire that sweeps a summer field, a fire that cracks a stormy sky, a fire that melts both gold and steel. It's the fire of love. Atoms spin on by its force, it keeps the stars upon their course. It is the sap that feeds the tree of evolution endlessly. The fire of love. There's a fire that fills our veins with lust, a fire that stokes the heart with greed, a fire that molds us in the dust. It's the fire of love. There's a fire that makes a sinner saint, a fire that keeps him devil too, a fire that makes the artist paint. It's the fire of love. It can burn for good or bad, make man loving, make him mad. Man directs it with his will to make him restless, make him still. The fire of love. There's a fire that burns without a sting, a fire that chills and heats the night, a fire that makes all lovers sing. It's the fire of love. There's a fire that binds all men as one, a fire that leads them through the dark, a fire by which all acts are done. It's the fire of love. If you trace it to its lair, it's in the heart of everywhere, and when all is said and done, the home of love is everyone. The fire of love. There's a fire that burns deep in the earth, a fire that glows as the sun above, a fire that gives a man his worth. It's the fire of love. 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 There came a time when I was wondering about the features of our Christ the King. I thought about it as I knelt to pray in a church upon a fateful day. There hung a picture of the Sacred Heart, each tongue of fire pierced it like a dart. And as I studied his humanity, Christ gave me a glimpse of his immensity. While I scrutinized the Son of Man, a transformation in the picture's form began. A vibrant atmosphere surrounded him, which penetrated through the picture's rim. All movement emanated from his heart to fill the universe and every part. heart to fill all space and its totality, yet leave men their individuality. His garments always spun from matter's loom, his glowing face the sum of beauty's bloom, and in the portrait's eyes a fire burned, for which all creation sighed and yearned. His energy, the bloodstream of all things, his consciousness, the source from which thought springs, his life, the nervous system of all space, that held each star and planet in its place. The cosmic Christ who is without a form took on the form of man when he was born. The one that I beheld was God as well, and filled me with more bliss than words can tell. In a flash tears would dim my eyes, so that they couldn't see or focalize. And when at last I was to see it all, there was just a picture hanging on the wall. In the fragrance of the flowers that are blooming everywhere, in the coolness of the showers, hear the universe declare, oh Lord, you are in everything, even sound as you within. We can find your presence in the self-will of our sin. You have planned the universe, each star in its course. Of the plants and animals, you are its vital force. Lord of all, residing in the heart of everything, of the living universe, you are Creator King. When you made us and we fell, you loved us as before, and gave to us your only Son to follow and adore. Through Christ you draw us to yourself, all life comes through your Son, whose words to you in prayer are, your will, O Lord, be done. Omega drawing Alpha through all time and space to you. Oh, energy of love that thrills in everything you do. You knit each species to itself to make it better still, evolving to a higher state according to your will. Oh, God below who struggles through all forms to God above. Oh, might that binds the world to you, the life you are is love. I am hungry, won't you feed me? I am thirsty, give me a drink. I'm a stranger, welcome me. I'm your brother, don't you think? I am passing as a pilgrim through this world all alone. I'm a poor, wayfaring stranger with no place to call my own. I am naked, won't you clothe me? I am sick, please come to me. I'm in prison, visit me. Let me share your liberty. Though you see me as a stranger, I'm your brother in despair. In your comfort and abundance, won't you show me that you care? I am orphaned, be my parent. I am widowed, please shelter me. I am crippled, lame and blind, won't you share my humanity? I'm a pilgrim, ever walking that you see, and what you do unto my brothers, to the least one you do to me. Down the corridors of time, at the entrance to the door, existed endless darkness as it reigned forevermore. The prime stuff of the universe was everywhere, and still a little seed of life was locked in every particle. Down the corridors of time, this consciousness inside was drawn together by another consciousness outside, and soon within its confines grew a pressure bringing strife that burst upon the darkness as a newer form of life. Down the corridors of time, this younger form did grow, and atoms under pressure mothered minerals, and so created a complexity of consciousness that freed this life to greater liberty than when it was a seed. Down the corridors of time, encased within each form, life struggles ever upward through endless stress and storm, sleeping in the minerals, a dream in moss and plant, waking up in animals to know itself in man. Down the corridors of time evolves the greatest plan. The building blocks of life culminate in every man who directs evolution by the motion of his will, and so creates the destiny that he has to fulfill. Down the corridors of time, see the pattern firm and clear, progressing toward point omega imminently near. Through this new peduncle, man must go or know the hell of prisoners in a phylum that closed in upon itself. Down the corridors of time, wherever one may look, the truth is written in the heart as though within a book. Through man the macrocosm, microcosmically expressed, a life of love, a life of truth, a life forever blessed. Down the corridors of time, down the corridors of time.